Before the world was shaped by gods or men, the skies were ruled by a race of beings older than time itself, the dragons. Born from the cosmic fire and the first breath of the world, dragons were not mere beasts, but elemental titans. They were the first children of chaos and order, forged in the heart of creation itself. According to ancient myth, the first dragon emerged from the void, a place where all time, space, and energy converge. This primeval being was called Vorthan, the eternal flame. From his breath, fire was born. From his wings, the winds. From his roar, thunder. And from his gaze, fear. Vorthan split himself into three forms to maintain balance: Ignarian, the fire dragon guardian of destruction and rebirth; Selvithra, the ice dragon keeper of time and memory; Archelaus, the sky dragon watcher of fate and destiny. These three gave birth to all dragonkind. Over the millennia, dragons evolved into different breeds, each representing a force of nature, magic, or moral alignment. There were many types of dragons, but the five most powerful were said to be the fire, ice, storm, earth, and shadow dragons. 1. Fire dragons. These dragons breathed flames hot enough to melt stone and were usually found near volcanoes or desert mountains. They symbolized rage, passion, and power. Their scales shimmered like rubies in the sunlight, and their roars were like the crack of 1,000 suns. 2. Ice dragons. With a single breath, these dragons could freeze everything in sight. They dwelt in ancient glaciers or icy mountain peaks, and their roars echoed with the silence of ages past. They represented patience, memory, and the timeless flow of existence. 3. Storm dragons. These dragons commanded thunder and lightning, and their very presence could summon raging tempests. They flew far above the clouds, and their roars shook the heavens. Rarely seen by mortals, they were known as the messengers of the gods. 4. Earth dragons. Earth dragons were colossal, armored in stone and moss, and their hides bore the markings of ancient forests. They lived beneath the mountains and through the roots of the oldest trees, and their wisdom was said to be as old as the earth itself. They represented protection, longevity, and the enduring strength of nature. 5. Shadow dragons. Shadow dragons were the most feared and misunderstood of all dragons, for they were born from curses and dark magic. They could bend reality to their will and feed on the fear of others. Even other dragons of light shunned them, for they were a corruption of the very essence of dragonkind. In different civilizations, dragons were seen as gods, demons, or protectors. In the Eastern world, dragons were wise and benevolent, bringing rain, knowledge, and balance. In Western myths, dragons were often villains guarding treasure, burning kingdoms, or challenging heroes. But in the forgotten tribes, it was believed that dragons were cosmic spirits, each tied to a star in the sky. It was believed that when a dragon dies, its soul becomes a star watching over the world from above. One of the greatest legends tells of the war of fire and ice when Ignarian's heirs, the fire dragons, waged war against the ice dragons of Selvithra's bloodline. For centuries, the skies were torn apart in flame and frost. Mountains were razed and sunk. Glaciers carved across the lands and volcanoes burst through the ice. The war only ended when Archelaus, the sky dragon, sacrificed his wings to create the veil between worlds, a barrier that would keep dragons hidden from humanity. Now, dragons live only in whispers, myths, and dreams. But some believe they still watch us from above, waiting for the time when the veil between worlds will fall and the dragons will return to claim the skies once more. And now you know some basic dragon lore. If you want to hear more stories about dragons and other mythical creatures, check out our channel. We've got tons of lore videos ready to ignite your imagination.